Hi guys, it's me again. It's been a couple days since I last talked to you. So what's happened in between all of this? So I've been doing a lot of reading. I actually finished reading the Whole30 book in its entirety. My sister and I went through all the recipes, and we're going to do some of the recipes together. I also looked through the recipe book that I got, the smaller one that I got as well, and tagged a bunch of recipes. So far, I have pretty much most of the 30 days all planned out. I think so. I'm not quite sure because I'm trying a lot of new foods, and so I might like it, I might not like it. So I might be doing some extra cooking, I might not, but I already went out. I'm a grad student. I don't have a very big budget to start with, but I thought since there's a lot of startup costs with this, because I don't have a whole lot in my kitchen as is, I'm not a big cooker. So what I did was, since I know I'm going home to my family this week for the holidays, I went ahead and basically spent what I would normally spend-ish on groceries for the week, and I went on ahead and started buying like seasonings and things like that. So I wanted to show you what I bought. So the first thing that I bought, let's go through the meats first. So I saw that there was a sale. I never eat steak, but I saw a really nice steak and I decided I was going to get it. I mainly got it because I got one of these now, a meat tenderizer. So what you do with this is you just hit the meat, so you kind of help it soften up, so it's not as tough. So I thought, well, if I'm going to get a meat tenderizer, then I'm going to go ahead and try my hand at making my own steak. So it's a very small piece, and it was very inexpensive. It was on the clearance. So hopefully it'll taste a little better with that. The next thing I got is, everyone kind of raves about this for the Whole30. It's these sausage, chicken and apple sausage. So I'm really excited to try this. I'm going to get so bored, I feel like, with eggs every morning, because that's mostly what you eat. And if not eggs, it's something with like banana in it. And I hate bananas. So I'm excited to try this. I'm excited to try this for breakfast with my eggs. I'm excited to try this with like peppers and stuff like that. It's like a sausage pepper mix. Along those lines, so there's not a whole lot to eat for breakfast other than eggs. I'm going to try again coconut, doing like a bowl of some sort, maybe with fruit and nuts. Went ahead and got some nuts. They've got almonds and walnuts and some other things on sale because it is the holidays and a lot of people do buy nuts during this time. So I bought just some almonds, nothing fancy. You got to be careful with the roasting and then what kind of oils they use to roast it. Nothing fancy, just some almonds to eat. I have some in the cabinet, but I like almonds, so that's something I'm sure I'll go through. The next thing, I got some parchment paper. This is mostly because I don't have a dishwasher. I have a very tiny kitchen and I don't have a dishwasher, which means when I do wash my dishes, it essentially takes over my kitchen. So I got some parchment paper so that I can put that on my pan, so I don't have to necessarily wash them every single time, which would drive me crazy. I also got a meat thermometer. It was really cheap, so I went ahead and I got one. One of the points that they made is that, if you're going to make meat, make sure you make it right. So making sure that I cook the meat at a really good internal temperature, not to undercook or overcook. Because I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm not a big fan of meat, to be completely honest. So I'm not excited about eating this much meat in my diet. But if I'm going to eat meat, then I want to make sure it tastes good. So no reason to be miserable. And then lastly, I got a garlic press. Mostly because I already, like I said, I went through a lot of the recipes, and I know a lot of the recipes ask for pressed garlic, and it was only a couple dollars, so I went on ahead and I got one. Next, you look at all of my spices and seasonings. So I got salt. As I was reading the book, realizing that I need salt with iodine in it. I didn't know that. I had no idea. So I got some regular table salt. I've always been using sea salt for the last probably year or two. So I got this giant thing of salt. I really like salt too. Then I spent a lot of money on spices. So a lot of money went on the meat and a lot of money went on the spices. I don't have a lot of spices. I have just a couple that I really use a lot. So I just kind of went a little crazy. I know I love sage, and I know I'd like to do lemon sage chicken. That's one of the favorite things. My sister has a sage plant in her backyard, so that's something that I do know that I like. So I grabbed some of that. I have a basil plant, but a lot of times fresh basil is really strong, and so I went ahead and I got a little thing of dried basil leaves. So maybe I'll like it a little bit better. I'm not a big fan of basil, but I know a lot of recipes call for basil. So at least until maybe I get more acclimated to the taste, then I might just stick with dried. Cumin. A lot of recipes call for cumin. Ground ginger. I honestly couldn't remember if ground ginger would be okay for the ginger in the recipes that I've seen. But it was only like $1 or $2. It was on sale at Meijer this week, so I went ahead and I got it. It's teeny tiny, so if not, I'm sure I'll find something to use it for. And then a lot of recipes that I've looked at so far that I've tagged call for ground mustard, so I went ahead and I got some ground mustard as well. The last two things I got, I love cilantro. Love cilantro. I've actually done this before. I've gotten a cilantro plant. It didn't fare so well. I think I want to try again. Whenever I buy like the fresh cilantro, I never end up using the whole bunch. I still feel so wasteful throwing away so much of it. So if I get a plant, this looks about the right amount. I think that I would use at any certain time. I don't think I would go crazy with cilantro, but there are a lot of dishes I do like cilantro in. So I went ahead and I got one. And then another one, they were only $3, so I went ahead and I got one of rosemary. The rosemary that I was looking at was really expensive. I mean, I think you got just about this much rosemary in the little containers, and they were $6, $7, and this was $3. So it'll replenish itself, and I can use it all month and then some. So I went ahead and I just went on and got some rosemary. So that's all I got today. I'm hoping that this is at least a good start. I know the seasonings, I know there's a lot of startup tools and things that you need. I'm planning on going to Costco. My parents have a membership there, so I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to Aldi because they have a lot of really great options. Hopefully between those and my normal trips to Meijer, hopefully I won't have too much trouble finding food that works for the Whole30. But I'm really looking forward to my trip to Costco because I think there's going to be a lot of foods that I'm going to be eating a lot of, that I'm going to be appreciative of them in bulk. So thanks so much for paying attention, watching, as I plan. One of the biggest pieces of advice that they give is to plan, and plan some more. Like, really be mentally prepared, be physically prepared, be emotionally prepared for this. And I feel like I'm really taking as many steps as possible to be as prepared as possible. So I want to be successful. I really want this to work, and I'm really excited. A couple of my friends started yesterday, and they're doing great so far, and I love that we have support for each other. If you are thinking about doing this, please reach out to me, especially if you do want to do it with me in January. I'd love to hear from you. We could, keep each other in the loop of where to find certain things, and just help support each other. It's challenging. I'm still really scared because I know it's going to be a very challenging thing for me, but I'm really excited, and I feel like I am setting myself up for success. So again, thank you so much for listening to me. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please just message me, okay? Have a great week, guys. Have a great holidays, and I'll talk to you later.